Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. So in today's video we're going to be testing different microphones, headsets as well as lapel mics on my Con system here that I picked up pretty cheap. It's on my channel. Go check it out. You'll find out what I paid for it in Canadian dollars and the list goes on. Now these are pretty neat units. They're rechargeable transmitter, rechargeable receiver. They have their own output obviously like any other wireless system, except these are non-adjustable for output. Whereas a more professional set, you can actually push more gain in ahead of time before you hit the mixer. And some are also prefixed as well, where it relies mainly on the mixer because it has a preset level. Anyways, so this is the factory lapel mic that came with this particular unit. What we're doing is sound checking tests here between what comes with some really super dirt cheap and one particular lapel mic that is actually about as costly as my whole unit was. Okay, it's actually on my channel. It's a Sennheiser compatible lapel mic. If you check that out on my channel, you'll find it. It was sent to me. I can't remember what the retail on it was. It wasn't near as expensive as a Sennheiser original replacement, but it is 100% Sennheiser compatible. It's also the only mic that also has a stereo plug or a tip ring sleeve type plug. The rest of these are all mono plug, tip sleeve only. And I don't really see where it's going to make that much of a difference, but it could. But that's what we're here to find out from you fine folks. So let me know what the sound is like. Now, I'm not changing gain stages. I'm not going to change anything on the EQ. The EQs are set at bass, mid, and treble, all 12 o'clock. And the fader is wherever it is to get me what I've got now. And I'm not going to mess with any of that. So the only thing we're doing is shutting off the channel each time we change a mic. So this is the lapel mic that came with the Con. This is what you can expect. Okay, so if you are even looking for an inexpensive unit as a lapel system, even as a starting out YouTuber channel, this set works really good. This would get you far for quite a long time. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Okay, guys, so we are now on the headset, and I think, I'm looking at the meters, they're getting pinned pretty bad. Okay, so if there's any kind of distortion or not, that's where it's going to come from. And now if I go ahead and I PFL my channel, 1, 2, test 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm still a couple needles below the zero, and we've got plenty of output. Our gain stage on this setup, by the way, is only at around 10 o'clock on the gain. The fader is up about a little past the halfway point, but we did notice that, the lapel did put out a little bit less. And like I said, we're not changing any levels. We're seeing where things are going to sit at. And I'm watching the meters as we go, and I'm going to try not to pin it so bad. But, yeah, this is the stock headset that actually comes with this. Now, we can reduce our volume by bringing this back further. As you can tell, boom, there's a big drop right there. Also helps reduce the plosion amount as well. So these microphones that come with this thing are actually pretty darn sensitive, which is actually a good thing, because the higher the sensitivity in my books, the better it's going to be, especially when you get a microphone further distance from your mouth and it's still going to pick up really good audio, and can also be tracked for EQing to, blend things via distance and everything. It is kind of nice. So, yeah. I mean, the only thing I don't like about this headset particular that came with my unit is the simple fact that, the cable is just not long enough in my books. It should be like even another foot longer would have been ideal, but, they just did what they did. But with the lapel, it's a good length, and because the lapel sits much lower, you could just throw this into your pocket or on your belt. Just keep in mind it is plastic here, and if you overstress anything plastic will break anyhow. But so the belt clip's the one thing I got to watch for on this thing. But It's not a big deal for me, you know. Anyhow, so this is how this microphone sounds. Now we're going to move on to another lapel mic that is an extremely cheap microphone, and see what that one's like. All right, so here's our super, super cheapie. I don't remember where I got this mic from. I know I paid for it. I just don't remember where I bought it from. It could have been Wish, it could have been Banggood, it could have been Amazon. I don't remember. I just know I bought the thing and, I was looking for something cheap. And this was definitely cheap, that's for sure. And as you can tell from this particular setup, this mic is facing upward where the stock mic kind of sits on its side more. They came with my kit. And yeah, this one just doesn't really have a lot of gain stage to it. If we lifted it up like here, we could get more out of it, and that would. But that's not how a lapel mic works. It's just to sit here, and it has to have a decent amount of pickup to it to catch you. In which case, in this one, we would actually have to bring our gain control on our board for the input signal coming up really super high. And the PFL, the channel here, I'm pushing 1 bar, and maybe almost 2 bars at times, but yeah, like I said, we're not changing gain stages or fader control on this. We need to test these as they are set, based on our originals. Now, the first 2 mics we heard from, those were the ones that came with the Alvox Con. This one obviously did not. So let's move on to our next one, which will be, and I kid you not, I paid $2 Canadian for this headset from Wish.com. It was that cheap, so I bought 2 of them. I figured, well, $4. How do you go wrong, right? So, anyways, let's see if we did go wrong or not. Okay, guys, so let me just adjust this a little bit here. Get that out of the way. So, yeah, this is a $2 headset from Wish.com. I kid you not. I'm telling you the truth, 100%. I would never lie to you guys. $2 is what I paid for this. $2 Canadian from Wish.com. Can't remember what the shipping was, but it was only $2. And it's like, how do you go wrong? So I bought 2 sets. And it wasn't actually for the Alvox Con. I've had these headsets for, a long time because I had them on something different, and I can't even remember for the life of me what. But I did buy them because I needed a replacement for something, for these things, and yeah, so I bought them. And now I think I remember. I think I bought these for my Joyo Guitar Wireless because it had a mic plug-in on that. That's maybe what I bought these for. Could be. I figured, well, cheap is cheap. What the heck? Vocals and guitar out of the same transmitter. Hey, let's do this and see what happens. But I can't remember. But that probably was likely why I'd bought these with the mono plug, because my Fifine headset's got a really weird special 3-prong funky plug on it. And yeah, totally different than these things, obviously. But yeah, this is the sound that we're going to expect to get. Bass, mid, and treble all at 12 on this one. This is why an EQ is very important to EQ stuff, especially, if you're doing a live video, you need to be able to EQ live, and you can't do that without a mixing board of some sort. So, but anyways, there you go. That's our $2 set. Wow, $2. So, what are we moving on to next? We're moving on to the Sennheiser compatible lapel mic. Now, that thing is quite interesting because it has tip ring sleeve, and it was said to be specific for Sennheiser and a couple other brands. Well, this was not included in that brand list, that's for darn sure. But let's see what happens when we plug it in. Okay, so yeah, we just pinned the snot out of the needles right there. Holy cow. Maybe I should talk a little bit quieter. Maybe we wouldn't blow it up so much. And, you know, I'm sure we got some distortion popping through there in a few shots. So this is the Sennheiser compatible unit, and it also has a locking ring on it. But like I showed you before I put the mic on, it has that tip ring sleeve, something that all these others, including the factory one, is only tip sleeve. Okay, so let me grab the original. So this is the headset here, and it has a locking ring, so it's kind of like they're going for the quality thing, right? But it only tip sleeve, that's it. Or this tip ring sleeve, right? But it works, and this is kind of actually good that it's such a very high sensitive, high output type of microphone, because that means I can turn my gain stage down. I'm only at 10 o'clock on the dial on my gain stage, and it's like, wow, we could really turn that down if we needed to. Let me check the PFL on this. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Actually, I could turn the gain actually way up more and turn the fader down. So let's actually do that as the ending of this video for this. Let's just actually set this. So, because I think I might be using this for a while. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. And that's kind of what you do. You just kind of talk and count into the mic. 1, 2, 1, 2. Go to your loudest point, loudest point, loudest point, 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 loudest point. And I think we're pretty much about set there. The needles are just floored, I'm sure. So now let's pull the fader way back, because it was like 3/4 of the way up the board for all this. So there we go. So now we have like maybe just about 1/4 of the way up with the fader, and we're not distorting or clipping. Everything seems to be really good on the meters here, and I'm only utilizing about half of my meter span. So I think that's pretty good right there. So yeah, I really, you know, this is a really good quality microphone. Now I don't know what it's like for singing with, because it is a lapel mic, and generally a headset would work much better this way. It doesn't scratch on your shirt, right? So, because you would actually be able to pick that up, which I'm sure you heard that, right? So you wouldn't want to do this for singing, but for talking and, you know, not moving around a whole lot, you'd be perfectly fine this way. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We did save the best for last, because that's how you do things. Always save the really best stuff for the end of the video. But let me know what you thought of each one. You know, we started with the stock stuff, then we went to a really super cheap lapel that barely put anything out. Then, of course, we went into a $2, kid you not, $2 headset. And then we finished off with our Sennheiser compatible one. You can probably look up Sennheiser lapel mic or Sennheiser compatible whatever you call it, lapel mic, on my channel, and you'll find out about this one specifically. It was sent to me by a company, and I can't remember for the life of me what it cost. I think it was probably about, you know, $30 or almost $40. I could be wrong there, obviously, but do check out my channel for Sennheiser stuff, Sennheiser compatible. You'll find this mic, and this thing has the whole Sennheiser thing going on too, with the locking ring. And this locking ring actually works quite well compared to the ones that actually came with this thing, because I can actually turn this in, and if I do it right, I can actually get it right there, and it's locked solid, which is what you want to do, right? And then this way, you know, it's not going to accidentally come undone, so you can kind of do this sort of thing. And it's going to stay in there, no problem. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys, so thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video of the testing of the mics, and we'll be sure to catch you on the next one. See ya!